Hi guys, this is Namcraft. What's going on? Welcome to This is the Starcraft English commentary. I'm sorry, I've been very busy these days. I've not had time to cast a lot of games, but I just got a moment of break, a moment of sanity in this crazy intense work week for me, and I'm gonna just be spending that time casting a nice game for you guys. This is gonna be part of the DPL series. This game is guaranteed to be awesome, so please enjoy this amazing experience with me together. I've not watched this game, but I know it's epic. This is going to be played between two very strong players, Light and Best. They have been respectively the number 1 and the number 2 players this week, I think. Let me just quickly check the stats for you in a couple of seconds. But they are very strong, and this is happening during the juncture, very important moment in this series. And it is going to be the ace match. That's right. So these two players are going to be representing the other guys, you know, each other's, excuse me, their own teams there. So let me just quickly show you the lineup. So on what is his face? On Best's side, we have Snow, Best, Shuttle, Rush, and Soki. Very nice lineup. And then for Light, we have Flash, Light, Queen, Jaedong, and True. Any of those players could actually be in the ace match, but it's going to be our, you know, very nice, handsome Best boy here. And his, you know, his opponent is going to be Light. So, yeah, Light, I think it's, of course, is a very strong player. But, you know, to be honest, we have not seen the kind of caliber of an ASL champion coming from him lately. Let me just quickly check for you the Elo scores this week. So this week here are the top 10 broodwar players. As you can see, okay, Best is not in the top 10, excuse me, Snow is. So Light is number 2, but not Best, so that's not good. Anyways, it's gonna be played on the map Radeon. This is what Radeon looks like. And we are going to be having the two players spawning very close to each other. We have Best at the top right in the yellow color, and then we will have Light at the bottom right in the red color. Looks like standard expansion timing coming from Best. He is doing okay here because he's expanding quickly, but he has his Dragoons out. And this is gonna defeat the build that Light is gonna put out, which is, you know, a little bit of an earlier, you know, Marines and Vultures, but he will have a later command center. As you can see, the command center has been put down here at the what is it, 8 o'clock position. And I'm sorry, I don't have the minerals information for today. So let's enjoy a brand new experience of just, you know, hanging out and knowing nothing about what is going to be happening. That might be, you know, a blessing in disguise, because you remember in the old days we could not access the player's minerals count only with the, what is it, 1.16 version patch that we eventually have it, right, together with a bunch of other replay functions. But anyways, yeah, let's enjoy this this nice experience in the 2000s. We will have a robo, very early robo before the core even completes, and then possibly a second gateway. Looks like Best is thinking about it, but he did not put down a second gateway. The Dragoon is out though, trying to see if there's going to be a tank, a bunker, or command center. Indeed, he sees the command center, so he's going to be feeling very happy to back down here and enjoy the, you know, just relaxing behind his mineral line. But we will have a lot of SCV just going to the expansion. Yeah, these SCVs are not going to be going for an SCV drill. I was thinking, you know, it would be very crazy to go for an SCV drill, but it is going to be a light push here. This is no pun intended. This is Light's signature move. After he expands, he will push with a couple of Marines, you know, one tank and two, three vultures, something like that. And that sometimes yield great results. He has not gotten hit by any of the vultures. He's gonna put down the vulture with a mine. I think, you know what, I've seen so many of Light's games that I just exactly know what he would do. And I wonder if the other players have studied his playstyle. So anyways, I'm not so sure the Dragoons have been upgrading their range. Looks like the range upgrade just completes, and Light sees that. He knows the Dragoon range is upgraded. He's gotta be very careful. He will eat a mine there. He hits a mine, you know, against 3 of his Dragoons, and that's not good. As you can see, Light is putting out a lot of mines everywhere. He's got one at the 230 position. He's got one at the 12 o'clock position. He's got a mine in front here, so it covers basically every single juncture or route that Best could possibly have. We're going to be having the armory upgrading very quickly, and then we're going to be having the engine base. So the observer is going to reveal itself, and looks like Best is going to reveal the fact that he's got observers. He sends out a pair of dragoons, observers, and a probe to expand towards the 12 o'clock position. It looks like there's going to be some vultures waiting in the position here to go in and try to snipe that probe in the right timing, but looks like he will not get it done. The triple vultures are going to be running around looking for some kind of opening. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get inside because the front door is not yet blocked. Looks like it's going to get blocked now at a very good last minute, but good reflex by both of the players, especially for Light to snipe that single probe. Anyways, look, the expansion is going to go up now. By the way, keep a look at the bottom left, guys. There might be a hidden base there at some point. I think that's going to be an SCV. But now Bess is going to try to clear out the mines with his observers and getting ready for his reavers. But this is going to be a 3 Nexus powered reaver play. He will have a lot of economy to work with. These vultures get trapped in the middle. One vulture down. The other 2 vultures got to try to look for some openings, and they will eat the dragoons, eat the mine. But before that, it will get how many vultures? Looks like 1 vulture's down. The other vulture will escape, and it's gonna try to go towards the 12 o'clock position. Maybe it looks like it's gonna try to just save himself there. There's a hidden something there that might be a starport. There's a starport out of a double factories, and the observer is not able to spot it inside of light space. And this is gonna be a problem for Best because his 12 o'clock position is wall in. He's got his triple pylon in. If he moves out of the shadow at the wrong timing, we are going to be having... Okay, looks like the pylon cancels itself, guys. Very interesting kind of play. I don't know what kind of star sense he's got there, but probe's going to get transferred towards his new base. And the starport out being very far out doesn't really help because the distance is way too far. He will not be able to get his vulture fast enough here, but it will help with the route, right? Because as you can see, it will go out there. And there's going to be another building next to the starport, so that's going to be a quick science facility. This is interesting. So I don't know if he will even make... he will even make a dropship after all. Maybe he will not. I'm not so sure. But anyways, 3 base for Best is looking very strong. Looks like Light is not doing anything fantastic right now. Just gonna be making some Goliaths, building up a lot of factories and try to tech up and build a lot of supplies, and without trying to lose too many stuff in process here. We know that sometimes players like to go for a kind of move that will take out a lot of their own units, going for vulture harassments, going for mid-game pushes and so forth. But it looks like Light is not doing that. Besides losing the initial 3 vultures or 2 or something like that, he has not lost anything. And now looks like there's going to be a shadow out for Best. He's going to be going up to 6 gateways. We are gearing up for a big, major, epic, macro-oriented game, guys. So please get ready. I'm getting burns because, actually not because the game is good, but because it's really hard in here. I have to put up some AC. But we will have a shadow flying through, and he's looking for some openings, but the engineer bay is going to give out the position of that shadow, as well as provide some vision advantage for that. For the tourists behind it. We will have the vultures trying to go out, and laser mine looks like the dropship is ready to load something towards the 12 o'clock position. Let's see if he's going to be able to do something. One of the vulture gets trapped, and that's going to damage it a little bit. Cannon's going up, so Light is not going to have any avenue of openings here. He is going to be sitting at home, but there are going to be at least two bases that doesn't have cannon, so that might be something. So we shall see. Looks like there's going to be double reavers. Yeah, the good thing about the way that Bess is building his defense is that the dropship cannot go inside the main without passing through the expansion. So by positioning some dragoons there, he doesn't need to do anything at all. Anyways, the dropship flies in now. He can try to get past the dragoons and go inside the main, but the cannon is almost ready. This dropship will have no openings whatsoever. He might decide to land at the 12 o'clock position, but there isn't any opening there either. And looks like Bess is ready to expand towards the 4th base, and that's really nice. This double reavers are doing good shot against the vultures, damaging several vultures, but not quite enough. But anyways, we will have an expansion now going up at the 230. So the Protoss player is looking very good in terms of economy. Not so sure about what Light is doing in terms of economy. I guess he didn't lose anything, so that's good. Anyways, there's gonna be Templar Archive and Temptoss strategy incoming here, because this is what Bess has invented, right? Back in 4 or 5 years ago, he was the first guy to go for this Temptoss strategy. Very heavy shadow play, double robotics, shadow speed upgrade, and a lot of Zealot and High Templars and very few Dragoons, and that has worked to great effects. And it really changed the game, dynamics, because now Protoss players don't need to have a lot of Dragoons anymore, because Dragoons suck. We all know that Dragoons suck. They suck at dancing. they suck at fighting, and they suck at eating up mines as well. So that's, you know, it really changed the dynamics of the game, and now the Protoss player can change into a much more cost-effective unit, which is Zealot and High Templars. Zealot takes a lot more damages, and High Templars, well, they cost, you know, virtually nothing. But anyways, these vultures will get trapped. One more vulture down, two more vultures down. No, at the last minute, some of the vultures are, you know, surviving, but that single vulture will need to go and hide. Oh my god, that's a lot of Zealot. But there's gonna be some vultures waiting here, getting ready to go out. But before that, yeah, there's observer sees that there's a starport. Dragoons are here to snipe the dropship, excuse me, the starport and the science facility. But let's see if he can defend against this upcoming push. It looks like the vulture is getting ready to go out. There are some cannons. Looks like the starport is destroyed. Not so sure about the science facility though. If the science facility gets sniped, that's going to be a problem. But it looks like some vultures are getting ready to go out, but the reavers are waiting in here. So I think Best has got it very nicely covered. He needs to send one or two dragoons out to try to snipe that science facility so that there can no longer be science vessels made. But it looks like he's just gonna move out for the time being. Dragoon's gonna try to clear out. And it looks like Light doesn't dare venture out and attack the fourth base of Best. He's just gonna contend with sitting up behind his defense and getting his third base up. But anyways, what is gonna be the problem now coming up? Looks like there is going to be absolutely nothing. 12-minute mark on the game, and these guys are just stalemating in the middle map. But we might have a major engagement coming. So it looks like Best is going to fly over with triple shuttle. Goliaths are in position. Are they going to be able to snipe the shuttle? Looks like not fast enough. He's out dropping a lot of stuff everywhere. Not a lot of mines are exploding, though. Some tanks are surviving, but now the next wave of Zealots coming through. We will have High Templars or maybe Reavers coming behind. Let's just see if he's going to be able to land something. He's going to be very careful. The Reaver will land some shot, and he would eat up a lot of the vultures, and the bunker. Looks like the bunker get destroyed. Attacking the command center would be great. He's going to try to get on the high ground. He needs to send a Zealot on the high ground now. Some of the units actually not being used at all, and he eats up a lot of mines, but now he will clear out the rest of his bases. He's going to try to back up. He needs to save the shadow, man. Save your shadow. What is he doing? He's going to try to land on the high ground, and I don't know if that's the right move or not. He will go on the high ground with his double shadow, excuse me, double reavers, and he will land some forces. He can destroy some of this supply depot, but the next Protoss attack is coming out very strong and hot here. He gets some tanks. There's a lot of splash damage involved in that last minute of the tank. He dies, which is nice. Good about the double reaper. He kills triple supply depot. That was a lot of great hits coming out from Best, and he's still surviving. He would try to destroy the turret as well, and he would try to just even fly out once again. There's gonna be more openings, but at the last minute there's so many turrets, and that shadow dies, and that was a little bit unfortunate. He would just fly out the other way, I guess. But anyways, the game will reset now. Now keep in mind that during this time Best is not able to expand again. He's still on 4 bases, not 5. If he had put down a 5th base, it would have been a lot better, but he doesn't have it. So he would need to just remake everything from scratch here. And the fact that Light has been upgrading furiously means that he will be up in terms of upgrades. I'm not so sure about the second armory that was, target around here. I don't know if it got destroyed or what. We shall take a look at it momentarily. But for the time being, looks like the game is not so badly in favor of Best as I once have thought. But anyways, there's going to be hidden nexus at the bottom left on the screen. There might be more shadow waiting to dive in here, but it looks like the armory is surviving. It's not being sniped at all. The shadow flies through there. It's not enough Goliaths. But looks like at the last minute the shadow is gonna chicken out, and he's gonna be waiting just for more forces, more shadows to fly in later. We are at the 14-minute mark of the game, and if you've just joined me, well, this is not really a live stream, but if you just tune on randomly, if you've just seeked to this moment randomly, please sit down. I have some big announcements to make. First of all, I'd like to thank some people, the support of whom without which I would not survive until today. And the first person I'd like to thank is gonna be Mr. This face right here, Mr. Donald McDonald Trump Biden. Thanks a lot for your support in the last 30 days. And also thank you, Mr. C. Goblin, for your support. That's it. This month's support list is very short, so that's it. I will turn these guys' faces away. And back to this game. Looks like there's going to be some probes getting transferred. I don't know if those are vultures or what. Yeah, they are vultures. So Best will lose all of his probes, every single one. And that's slightly unfortunate. And there's going to be some cannons going up, but these vultures don't have any openings at all. So the game would just go back to usual here. The probes will eventually get sent, but he will send more probes, and he will find the science facility on this high ground. If he eventually gets to it, we shall see if we will find it or not. During this time, some more vultures running around, and actually, I think Light could use his army a lot better. He's just, trying to stay too passive. I think during this time, he can try to move out. Of course, you cannot move out too prematurely because with Templar strategy, everything gets eaten up by Storm very, very quickly. But anyways, +2 weapons and +1 armor isn't a joke to laugh about. It's very, very heavy artillery coming from the Terran player. The first major battle, the first major engagement, notwithstanding the first battle right outside of Light Space is happening right now. Looks like Best could possibly have the maximum 200 over 200 supply right now. I'm not so sure. He's gonna try to take the bottom left. He's gonna be very, very, very careful. But this is very audacious of him because if he loses that bottom left, he will lose 2 bases at once, and that's not good. But anyways, looks like Light is thinking about assaulting this 230 position, but he's gonna be very, 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 very careful. Some more probes getting transferred between the bases. Some vultures getting ready to come in here, but Best with his 4 or 5 shadows is getting ready to come out and attack some, some unfortunate tanks and Goliaths. Yeah, but some very, very tense moments happening here, and looks like Best is not coming in. He's waiting for his bottom left bases to really, really secure themselves. He want to build some gateway as well, just to reinforce a little bit faster, and so he can get more psi and more recovery after the battle is over. Anyhow, he's gonna try to take the top left as well. Radeon, man. This map is really, really interesting because for Protoss, there are not many bases that are well hidden on high grounds. A lot of the bases are out there in the open, with the exception of the 12 o'clock position, which has already been taken. But the other, third bases are all like, in the open field, and that's very hard to defend against, Terran attacks. But anyways, just quickly check the map stats if you don't know about it. So Radeon is 52.3% win rate for Terran versus Protoss, so it's good, I think. Yeah, there's gonna be some cannons in front here. This is a nice move, especially in late game PvT when you want 5 more seconds, 6 more seconds against incoming, army from the Protoss, from the Terran side, excuse me, so that you can get the next wave of gateway production to come out. He's making a lot of gateway. This game is very juicy, guys. Let's sit down and let's enjoy. I don't drink caffeine, so juice is something I really, really like here. But anyways, Best is debating whether to fly with his 5 shadows and do something. That's going to be a hidden command center floating towards the 6 o'clock position, and Best knows that it might be something. Okay, looks like Light's going to try to assault this. I don't think this is the right move. Where are the shadows? The shadow need to be involved and, drop stuff from the sky, because while the tanks are shouting the pylon, there's going to be some Zealot dropping Goliaths out in the right position. There's going to be all Zealot. He will kill the first wave of tanks, but he need to hide behind these pylon walls and to try to go for more storming. But there's going to be a lot of vultures here, and the rest of the shadow have died. So that was a mistake to lose all of the shadows like that. He need to go out and reinforce more shadow. It looks like at the last minute, the shadow that everything dies. This attack was successful by Light, but this base 12 o'clock position doesn't really mean anything because Light can never take it. He can never build a command center there. So sniping it was not a great idea. He should have just sniped a 230 position, in my opinion, or maybe go for the bottom left. But now the bottom left is completely wall out with so many cannons and so many gateways. It's going to be very, very difficult. So Light is stretched out rather thin here. He's just kind of like, he covers up the entire map. Anyway, storming, which is great. He will storm the rest of the time. He will storm more. One of the high templars gets sniped. The other high templar gets sniped as well. A lot of high templars is going to get sniped, but that's the other storm is going to kill up a lot of vultures or damage them. At the last minute, the game is going to try to even out. It looks like Best's going to be very careful. He's going to send dragoons on here. He needs to support it with some shadows as well, because his dragoons cannot defend against the tank. He's have to come forward. One high templar could actually cast a storm. No, he doesn't have energy. He will back out, and so this 6 o'clock base will get, will just come up very, very nicely. There are no tanks, more dragoons coming from the other side, but it's not going to do it. You need to use Templar strategy. You need to have shadows. He flies through, and what is he doing with his shadow? It's going to get completely lost. One shadow snipe. The other shadow also almost sniped, and that was really unfortunate. And Light is doing a good job of cutting up the map into half. But, during this time, if I was Best, I would just cut through with some fast Zealot. Just walk everything right through the middle. Because there's no way Light could just hold everything together with such a vast amount of lands they need to cover like that. But yeah, I think these are shadows. He might decide to fly some more stuff over. But for the time, it looks like Light is going to be very, very careful here, because his 6 o'clock base might get assaulted with a shadow. The shadow is getting ready. He will fly. There's going to be an opening. Looks like Light has responded correctly. There's going to be some storm against the tank. He hits the tank. He hits some of the... okay, he's going to morph some Archons. He's going to try to go and hide in the corner. So that's very interesting. But anyways... And there's going to be more reinforcements from the back. But yeah, the game is not over by any stretch of imagination. Protoss got +3 weapons and +1 armor. I think Terran's got at least +3, +2 now. The top left is gonna finally get taken by Best as well. But the fact that he's been mining the bottom left is a great sign. But now Light pushes in. He says, you know what? I cannot, accept this any further. What's happening? There's gonna be some shadow dropping. He's dropping over nothing. But he will eat up those tanks. Those really, really damaged tanks. Eats up all of the storm zealot, destroying all of the supply depot. Reinforcement coming from the back from both of the sides here. This high temple is gonna get sniped. This zealot needs to start to attack the SCV and do some splash. It's gonna be a crazy mine tank. We don't see it yet, but good storm coming from the back. He gets how many tanks? He gets 1 tank. No, that's gonna be the end of the battle on the left side of the map here. But on the right side, it's still raging on. Looks like at the last minute, Protoss doesn't have enough to clear these things, and these high templates are not being used. Their energy will be exhausted. Zealots start to come out, and at the last minute, every single high templar will get sniped, and that's really, really unfortunate. But the reinforcement coming from the back is good. But we need to have shadows. We cannot just survive with, with high templates and walking zealots like this. Anyhow, Probe's gonna run away, and that's really, really unfortunate. The game will continue to go on from here, but keep in mind that Lights do have the 6 o'clock base, so he can retake all of the bases he's lost here. The top left doesn't have many probes, so that's gonna be a problem. Some good storm is great. He will clear out one more storm against the tank. The zealot is gonna try to come out, but he would just eat the mines, and that's a bit unfortunate. Looks like there's gonna be a group of forgotten troops here at the 8:30. The shadow flies, so it gets 1 high template. It casts 1 good storm. This isn't a bad storm. This is quite nice. It hits like 6 or 7 SCVs together with a Goliath, which is nice. Looks like the Protoss gonna walk right to the middle, and that's a mistake. There's still a lot of tanks remaining. But anyways, what is gonna be the next move here? Looks like high ground has been secured by Best. Low ground is controlled by Light. But I still give that the advantage going to Best here. He can easily clear these forces out, and keep in mind that his Nexus is still alive. He can resend his probes down there. So that's good. Anyway, to the last of the time we get destroyed, and okay, there's gonna be some assault against this, but there's gonna be no problem at all. Best won't mind losing the 230 because it's very close to his base. He can reinforce it the next time around. Whereas Light is running out of bases to take. I mean, his 5th base has got to be the bottom left. No, there's no doubt about it. He cannot take, for example, the 12 o'clock position. But anyways, more shadows gonna start to fly out here, and Best attempting to take this Nexus is gonna be a mistake. Shadow flying through just to clear the area. He gets a lot of Zealot out. He will clear at least 2 or 3 times, and he clears his entire area out, which means the 4 o'clock position would once again be vulnerable. But what's going to be the next move coming from Light? He needs to decide what to do. There's going to be Dragoons coming out, and that's not a good move to attack against tanks behind minerals like this. But at the last minute, Best's going to back up here, and he says, you know what, I'm just going to allow you to recuperate, and I also recuperate. What is the next move here? Because Best is controlling several bases. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases. There's going to be a shadow dropping here, but there are some Dragoons. Okay, there's gonna be some vultures. This is a nice move, and Best doesn't yet have any forces, and he's gonna be losing every single probe. He's forced to run away now, and that's really, really unfortunate, but at least he saved some of his probes, and that's good. Anyways, the next attack is gonna be against the 230, and once again, I don't really approve of this move by Light to keep on assaulting this 230. This 230 has been mined out for a while. He will just waste more and more forces against flying stuff from the air here. High level casting a great storm all over everything here, clearing several units. Zealot coming in to sweep the floor. There's still a lot of tanks though. He needs to go for the backward tanks. He gets some tanks on the backside, and he clears all of these expensive tanks. We have +3 weapons and +2 armor, but Protoss also have +3 weapons and +2 armor. There is gonna be one more storm maybe against the tank. No, he doesn't even need to storm it. He clears everything, and at the last minute, the gateway for not the gateway, but the gate towards the 330 position is once again wide open, which is good. Yeah, but Light is not trading nicely. He's been wasting a lot of time just assaulting this 230. That doesn't mean anything at all. That base will surely get mined out soon. He needs to go for the bottom left at all costs, but he's not doing that. And Great Storm once again to slow down the advancement of the tank. He will come out with Zealot to do some splash damage, but good for Light to pull back some of his weak tanks now. Yeah, there's gonna be more reinforcement coming out from here, but look at this huge concentration of Protoss forces on the side of the map, and Best would gladly trade the 230 for any other fresh bases on this map that he could take here. Looks like these probes gonna be hiding in the back. There's gonna be some cannons just to buy time. Excuse me. Anyways, but this next attack in the middle of the map is gonna be very dangerous. There's gonna be a Dark Templar flying through. He would try to drive as many mines as possible into the tank. He gets one tank. He will fly with the rest of the forces, and looks like Light is not responding. Zealot coming through, getting on the high ground. There's going to be a nice mine drag. If he gets the high ground, Light will be in a very poor position. The high tech is supporting from the back. He will try to get on high ground. There's going to be some vultures. Good storm against the vultures here at the last minute. Zealot's trying to get on high ground at the last minutes. Looks like the Protoss player doesn't have enough forces to take this hamburger hill. He will retreat into the dark corners of AU or wherever he came from. But the game will still go on. This Nexus force, but yeah, Best doesn't mind losing it because there's no way Light could take this base. Impossible. Even if he tried to fly, float his command center over, it will not work. But anyways, the counterattack coming from Light is looking scary. But keep in mind that Best has been mining the bottom left for a while. He will not mind losing it at all. It's a random raid in the middle of the map. You're not so sure exactly why. Some Zealot eat up a lot of storms. But at the last minute, this time will get clear out. The next attack against the bottom left will be very interesting to watch. Looks like Probes are being evacuated very safely here. Raid's looking to snipe the shuttle. He will get maybe one shuttle or not. I'm not so sure. But now it's going to be the moment to actually let the shuttle down and slew the storm from the high ground behind the vision of the tank. I'm not so sure exactly what is going to be the next move for both of these players. But yeah, one thing for Best though, he's not really mining efficiently at the top left. He doesn't have enough probes there. And he is, I mean, if you look at it, all of his bases have been mined out. So he needs to hold his bottom left at all costs. He cannot lose his bottom left. Terran is not mining, correctly either, but it's Terran. It's always Terran, right? Terran can always survive for the longest time possible. Anyways, the attack comes through. Not enough Goliaths. It's a single raid. Zealot's gonna start to drop stuff. Good, spread of Zealot here and eat up a lot of the splash damage from the tanks and hurting some SCVs in the process as well. At the last minute, Best to have a lot of army left over waiting for the next wave. This raids could return now, I think. The mission is kind of accomplished for him. But I still see that, Best can hold on to this left base for the longest time possible. He's reinforcing in the middle map with a lot of Dragoons and Zealot because Light's forces have been thinned out. So he will not be able to hold that area. Zealot's gonna come out and Best need to react a little bit faster to slow down these tanks, and he's gonna try to fly from the other side of the map. There's gonna be a turret though that just moved at the right time, but he drops some Zealot. He will attack from the high ground and drops up on the low ground, which isn't a bad idea, but it's gonna be reinforcement from the back. Look at this middle line. Protoss are coming through though. Some of the Protoss resources is not being used, so this base might get destroyed, but looks like Best's gonna cut right in the middle here. Cuts the Terran army to half, and there's not enough siege line. He goes to the tanks, are not in siege position. They get pushed back, and if Light loses a 6 o'clock position, that's gonna be a problem here because the left side of the map will also get lost in the process as well. Dragoons attacking runner forces, and Light will try to save his command center. As for Best, I need to try to snipe it. But anyways, the bottom left goes to Light now. It's gonna be a problem. The Dragoons need to back down, and Best is not reacting accordingly. His APM, I think, is not very high right now, but he's gonna try to clear out these forces. But the tanks have taken the high ground. Reinforcement from the back. He need to clear the mines one by one. Good mine clearance to slowly eat away those vultures line. But yeah, keep in mind this is gonna be one of the few remaining mining bases for both of these players. Hydrable is gonna get sniped. He need to snipe the vultures from the back. He's not reacting. He's gonna be losing a lot of vultures, but we have some vultures doing a couple of storms. Dragoon's gonna try to get on high ground. That's once again a mistake. The command center will hide itself on high ground, and that base could mine for the longest time possible. Best need to make shuttles. He's forgotten that, Protoss lives and dies with the shuttles here. And yeah, in late game, I guess you cannot spare 200 minerals because it's precious, right? You don't have enough money for any of those stuff. But you still need to remember to make shuttles. That is my only advice for Protoss. But anyways, what is going to be next move here, because this command center will land. There will be a lot of SCVs. Yeah, shuttle is the only way to access two bases at once for Protoss. He can access a 6 o'clock position. He can access the bottom left, but he doesn't have enough money, man. Maybe he's forgotten to spare some shuttles. But anyways, I'm not so sure what is going to be the next move here. And it's also a conundrum now for Best, because he's wondering whether he should expand or not, because he's not really mining efficiently. He's got only 2 mining bases, whereas Terran's also got at least 3 mining bases. Terran's got a lot of mining bases, guys, so that's going to be the issue. Anyways, these tanks going to try to move and leave the area, but Protoss will come through as soon as the Terran army is trying to move out. The Observer sees it. There's a lot of mine, though. Zealot moving forward. Need to stop attacking the mines and go for the tanks. Beautiful storm drop against the tank. Now he gets how many tanks? One group of tanks, two groups of tanks. He need to clear them off and go for the 6 o'clock position to really clear out that base. He will get a lot of SCV. He's gonna try to snipe. There's gonna be a Dark Templar running through and buying some time here. Looks like every single SCV has been sniped. Light has got very few SCVs remaining, but this Protoss army, we need to do something else. He's trying to get on the high ground to clear the turrets, and as well as snipe the command center. If he snipe the command center, it's great. The Archon needs to go to work now. The Archon gets to work. These tanks, we need to get on the high ground or something like that. But anyways, yeah, the Archon will snipe the command center. The command center is not sniped. Are you freaking insane or not? Snipe the command center, man. He says, you know what, I'm leaving the area, and that is going to leave the command center to float somewhere else, and that's not good. But anyways, looks like Protoss gonna try to eye the bottom left. Now he comes through with a lot of shadows. The tanks have retreated to the high ground. This might be the final battle. There's not enough Goliath. There's only one Goliath and one turret. The shadow fly through. Goliath try to snipe it, but not good enough. High is gonna cast a storm against the 3 tanks. He gets several tanks. It's gonna be the final battle of the game here. And ladies and gentlemen, after 31 minutes of hard-fought battles and a lot of Protoss juice and Terran explosion, we have a winner. It's going to be the team represented by Best. So thanks a lot for watching. If you stay with me into the end, feel free to buy me coffee. The link to that is going to be in the video description. Join the Hall of Fame with all of these guys. It's just Sea Goblin and his other face, Mr. McDonald Trump. You know, and that is going to be the way for you to support me at the last minute. This game, which is end now, there's going to be no way at all, I think, for, you know, our friend a lie to get any of this stuff back. It's impossible. It's impossible. But he would try. He would try. The command center is burning down like hell. He's not even repairing it. He's trying to cover it from all angles. But look at the Protoss reinforcement. Can Best expand? Should Best even expand? If I was Best, I would expand and, you know, build carriers. That is just because of me. But by the way, I played a recent game against a YouTube subscriber on my live stream. If you want to check out that game, great. If you want to play with me on LadderNet, please go ahead and leave a comment or send me an email, whatever, and tell me what exactly you know, what is your nick and so forth. But anyways, you know, I will beat you to a pulp. No, I'm just kidding. I suck. The game will end now. The final epic battle is here. The end is near. And we will welcome you in the next battle. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye-bye.